Timer start. Stunt 1. Try not to crash.
Welcome everyone to the Bearded Rotor. I am Lynn, and today we are going to go over the stuff needed to help you get the RS5 up and running. We're going to look at some tools here that I have collected over the years on with flying my micro helis. This will be my very first build of this size, so I'm looking forward to doing this. So the first thing to go over here is this manual. This is a pretty slick manual. A lot of the stuff that I've seen with all my micros have all been in black and white. This has got colored pictures, step-by-step instructions. I mean, it breaks it all down for you. One of my favorite parts of this manual is, you know, getting the link rods for your swash plate and up and running, or at the right length. Sometimes you know, they're saying, hey, cut it this long or whatever, and you're trying to match it up with a tape measure and all that. With this here, you can get it right on the nose, so that is awesome here. So I really like this manual. This is awesome information here. So all right, so what I want to talk about here real quick, so we're not making this video too long, is the lubricants. We're going to start with some Micro Lube GL261, good for your thrust bearings, feathering shaft, main shaft, keep everything running smoothly there. Also got some 3-in-1 oil, which is good for all of your other bearings to keep those going. We've got some retaining compound 620. We've also got some thread locker 243. Now there are two different blues for medium strength. There's 243 and 242. The difference between the two is the 243 is more resistant to oils than the 242. So with that, with the other one, you have to soak them in isopropyl alcohol before you can put up the thread locking on it. So I recommend 243 just to save that step of having to clean those bolts off. Next here we've got some CA glue. I've got the medium. It seems to work well for me in a lot of the applications I use it for. I use it with two other products. I've got some activator to cure it quickly, just to hold the piece in place until it can fully cure, which could take an hour to overnight, just depends on how much of it you use. And then I really like using these micro tips. They can get right into some of the small areas, kind of like I have a foam Aero Scout that I use these on when I crash and need to put it back together. I can get in some of those small cracks and fill them up with this. This is really good stuff here. So get those there. I do have some one-way bearing grease coming here. I did order that from RC Hobby, West Coast Hobby, excuse me, West Hobby RC. Sorry, I cannot talk tonight. I ordered that, so that should be here in the next day or so. So get that for the one-way thrust bearing there on the main shaft. So, all right, so let's move on and talk about the tools here. The first thing is the link rod tool that I've got here. I actually 3D printed these. I'll put, if you guys want the file for these, just let me know and I'll email them to anybody that wants them. This one here, I did have to blow up to 115% just to get it big enough for the ball joints to fit down in there to tighten them on the link on the rods themselves. So we got that guy there. Now this is not going to be a full, complete step-by-step build. There are plenty of great videos out there that talk about that, and I am not going to step on anybody's toes. I'll probably do some fast editing so we can go through that real quick and then stop where I think, you know, might benefit some new folks that are coming into the hobby that I don't see talked about a lot. So that is the process of going with that. So with the tools here, we've got some hex Allen keys and some hex drivers. I recommend getting some of these. These are inexpensive on Amazon. You get the whole set. I think it was, you know, 20 bucks or something like that, which is a killer deal for these here. So recommend getting a set of those along with this guy here. Now, Cobalt makes a kit that has a lot of screwdrivers, standard and metric keys all in a single kit. I'll put probably over here. I'll put up a picture of it so you can see what I'm talking about here. But it is a lot less expensive to do it that way than it is to buy all these pieces individually. If I'd known that kit was out there before I started doing all this, I would have bought that up in a heartbeat. I also have, let's see here, Jeff West had recommended these wrenches to tighten up some of the actual nuts on the helis. So you've got all your from 4 to 11, and then from 5/32 to 7/16. This will also work great on other applications I use on my mountain bike, something like that. Just take it, throw it in my backpack, and off I go. This will come in handy in other applications here. Let's see, if there are other measurements on there, I do recommend a caliper. Let's see what else here. You'll need some crimpers and servo connectors, because we'll be cutting and shortening those wires for that. One thing that I am going to be using with the wires to run them here is going to be this braided sheath to go over there instead of heat shrink. I think it would just add some more protection than with the rubber heat shrink here. So this is pretty thick stuff here. It gets down to about a quarter, I believe, and it just slides on. It's just a sleeve that slides on there. So we'll get that cut to length and then shrink down. I have a soldering station with a heat gun and a soldering iron, so when we get in to put the pieces in there. Let's see, got some helping hands, and then one thing I want to go over that I haven't seen talked about in other videos is going to be these guys here. These screwdrivers I have seen a lot of folks use, and I have run into a problem with mine where if I am not paying attention, I end up snapping the screw. And that's when I don't have these set into, let's get a little closer here. There we go. We don't have that set into low. It's in high. I get going, and it just ends up tightening it up too much and snapping that screw. So I recommend double checking that before getting going. That also goes with another tool that I have here. Let's zoom back out here. That take these hex connections, these 1/4 inch here, and that's going to be this gyroscopic screwdriver. The great thing about this guy here is you get a whole bunch going, a whole bunch of screws going, and then you can pop this in here and then set it to the lowest setting, right down there to 1, because it has a stop on it, so you don't over tighten and snap it. I would just run this. I don't know if I'm going to use this on the heli because it's just too much of a beast. It also turns into a grip like so. Too much of a beast. I may just stick with this guy here. We'll see how it goes, because we don't want to break those screws and then have to buy, another part to get this up and going. Let's see, what else have I got here? Some folks don't like to use it, but I like some zip ties. And then you're going to need blade leveler. And let's see, one other thing here. Oh yes, in the push rod for the tail. that needs to be 656 millimeters. You can do this one of two ways. You can get yourself some fabric measuring tape, or I found a measuring tape I had here that actually has millimeters on it. So let's get down here. Whoop, too far. There we go. So I can actually just measure this out. I can go up to the 656, which would be right about there. Let's see here. Let's get this guy here. So let's see here. 50, 55, 56 right here. So I can just lay this across, get everything measured out, and real easy. So you can either get, like I said, a cloth tape or a measuring tape that does millimeters. You can also get one of these mats here, self-healing mats here. They have, let's lift that up a little bit here. They have the millimeters down here, or excuse me, centimeters down here, and you just do the quick conversion. So like, 500 would be 50. So you could do your conversion there. The only downside with that is that you would have to measure out to here and then mark it and then move back over here to measure out the rest of it. So that's where the tape and the measuring tape come in handy. So that is going to be that for the tools. So let's go over all the parts that we'll be using on this heli. You've all seen the orange RS5, so I'm not going to display that out here because there are plenty of videos out there for it. So what we'll go over is we've got, we're going to use 2 Spectrum satellite receivers because I have Spectrum, so I figured I'd keep it going and also use a Range 2. This one has Bluetooth on it, so I'm able to use my phone to program this. So that'll make things easier out in the field. We also are going to go with the torque servos. Let's zoom in here a little bit here. Close enough. So we got the BLSO704T and then the CL1208. Now, with the servos here, I want to give a big shout out to HeliDirect. I ordered all of these a while back, just haven't had time to get it together, so it's been sitting on my bench for a while now. But I bought these right before Easter, and they were marked down about $10, maybe $15 per servo when they went on sale, which was kind of irritating. It drives me crazy anytime I buy anything like that and then it goes on sale. So I reached out to HeliDirect and I said, hey, I don't want any money back because I'll probably be doing more shopping with you guys. Can I get a store credit? And they were more than happy to do that and give me a store credit to of course, buy more things, which I did. So I did a couple of things here with that credit. But before that, we're going to be using the Hobbywing 150 amp ESC. And I used that credit because I found out that I needed to program this ESC and upgrade the software on it. So I had to buy a tuning box, which drives me crazy. We're in a day and age now, why can't we just plug this into a computer, program it, and call it good, not needing an extra piece to program it, which is just asinine in my book, if you excuse my French here, but gotta have that. So, and then I also used that credit to buy some servo arms. I talked to the folks over there at HeliDirect, and they said these were the ones to get for this heli. So you're not having to cut things down. I think you have to be 18 millimeters from center to center for your leveling arms here, for your swash blade arm, excuse me, for your servo arms. So that's what I used the credit for, was that and the servo arm. So thank you, Heli Direct. I appreciate that. And then we are going to go with the Nova Performance motor here. This is going to be the 425 1120 kV. This actually kind of blew my mind. I have micro helis, and I told you that. That's what I've been trying to learn to fly on, and this thing is half the size of some of my micro helis here. So for example here, let's just bring out the old S1 here. I mean, that's laying down like this here. It's, you know, half, you know, the body length of the S1, which is ridiculous. I know it's bigger. I know it's going to be a lot more powerful, but, you know, that's what I'm used to right there. This scares me a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. So we're going to have fun putting that together. Alrighty then. So another shout out I want to give is going to be to Copar Hobbies here in Colorado. They are the ones that I got the Goosky from, the RS5, and they had it on sale, and I got it for a killer deal. So they have been nothing but helpful when it comes to questions to get this going. So if you're in the Colorado area, please go and pay Copar Hobbies, spread them a visit. They'll be happy to take care of you. Now, I am not endorsed by anybody. None of these tools that I've got are sponsored. This is stuff that I've just bought over the years from crashing these little guys and beating these guys up. So all this stuff comes out of my pocket. So when I tell you to go talk to somebody or grit something, it's not something that has been endorsed to me. It's just something that I've used, I like using, and I think comes in handy. So the last thing here is, and this is, I wasn't paying attention when I got these, so my assumption is it's going to work just fine, but I ended up getting these 5,000 milliamp 6S batteries, 120C. It says car on it. I'm guessing that really doesn't matter, so let me know down in the comments if that is the case. Like, it doesn't matter if it says car, it's a 6S battery. Also, I was told that if I go with the 120, that gives the more powerful punch when you're going into, once you start learning to do 3D flying and all that. But if these don't work, and you say, you know, you all get together and say, nah, that's not going to work for you, you're going to have to go with something else, I may put these on Facebook Marketplace and sell them so I can get some newer batteries. So that is basically everything I got here for the build. So please comment. Tell me what tools you like to use, what lubricants you like to use, what tricks you like to use to get going. Best practices, put them down in the comments. Let's help out the community here on getting some of these new guys up and running and flying. Because like I said in my opening video, I'm going to take these comments and I'm going to incorporate them into the next video. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time starting to put this together. Catch y'all later.